We've been treated with so much Cyberpunk news lately that it's probably hard for many of you guys to actually keep up. It honestly feels like every day that you scroll on social media, more new information comes out, from that whole Update 2.3 saga to the announcement of Edgerunners 2. I've already made a few videos discussing the 2.3 update, so I thought to myself, why not, rather than scatter the information through all sorts of videos, I just make one full breakdown of everything that we actually know so far. I'll recap all of the biggest rumours from the Virtuos leaks that we saw, from how big the update is actually set to be, and what potential content we could also expect from it. As well as that, the huge elephant in the room for many Edgerunners fans is the fact that we are actually getting a Season 2, so I'll add a little section in the end recapping everything that we know about that as well. Ever since this update has been delayed, many of us have been craving new pieces of information. At the moment, my personal morning routine is to wake up and immediately go onto social media, right onto the Cyberpunk page and see if we actually get anything. Yeah, a pretty sad routine. However, my daily routine isn't so bad. I end up going to my job, and then on every single lunch break that I have, I also check social media to see if I've missed anything, where I then go on to realize that you have just wasted a good portion of your lunch break doing absolutely nothing. By the way, it also turns out that all of the people who actually watch my videos, only 0.3 are actually subscribed, so if you do find yourself enjoying this video or any of my previous content, please be sure to consider subscribing. It really does help support the channel. Now, to kick things off with the Virtuos leak, so as this update actually got announced, a few things were found here and there on LinkedIn, which is a big change because LinkedIn has actually been useful for once. We've actually been able to find some sort of credible information regarding Cyberpunk, rather than read people brag about their job promotions. I really hate LinkedIn. So anyway, this LinkedIn post from a senior writer at Virtuos dropped a bombshell that sent fans into a crazy, including myself. It revealed that the studio is deeply involved in analysing character voices working for CDPR. Bearing in mind that this guy only started working this sort of role in April 2025. So if Cyberpunk didn't plan on adding any new stories in the future, why is someone actually working on this kind of stuff in the year of 2025? Now, it isn't any sort of casual mention, it is a clear hint that new quests or dialogue involving some previous characters could very well be in the works, possibly for the 2.3 update, but I'm not too sure about that considering the size of it, so maybe in a future expansion. And there isn't actually anything saying that the 2.3 update couldn't be installing some things laying groundwork for a future huge expansion. Now, this leak's significance is amplified a lot when you consider the 2020's launch cut content. There was actually an unfinished side mission tied to early V files, and it was trimmed due to development crunch, showing CDPR's history of actually shelving many ambitious ideas. Now, with Virtuos stepping in, this feels like a revival of that potential lost content, especially since their involvement suggests a level of expertise that could bring these concepts to life. Now, if you're thinking, who the hell are Virtuos and why are they working with CDPR, let me tell you a little bit about them for some context. Virtuos, as detailed on their official website, is a global powerhouse in game development founded all the way back in 2004. Now, they're not just any studio, they specialize in full cycle development and top-tier art production. They have collaborated on over 1,500 games for 23 of the top 25 companies worldwide, making them the sort of go-to partner for some of the industry's biggest names. Their recent project, Oblivion Remastered, really showcased their skill set. They took on the huge challenge of revitalizing the classic Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, which is no easy challenge because, as you know, Elder Scrolls fans are absolutely ruthless. Now, they enhanced recognizable locations powered by Unreal Engine 5. They basically remade the entire game with a fresh coat of paint, and now it seems that they're taking their talents to Cyberpunk, which is absolutely fantastic. If all of these little hints of information do add up, I'm absolutely thrilled that it is Virtuos who are being chosen for this task, and it actually has me on the edge of my seat to what they could be making potentially with CDPR. But as many of you do know, we should be playing this 2.3 update now, shouldn't we? Because the original release date was all the way back on June 26th, so what actually happened there? Now, CDPR tweeted an announcement that the 2.3 update, originally slated to launch that very day, was being postponed, accompanied by a heartfelt statement emphasizing their unwavering commitment to delivering a polished, high-quality experience for us fans. We initially hoped to put the update 2.3 in your hands on June 26, however we'll need some more time to make sure we're happy with it. We're aiming for a scope similar to Update 2.2, and we'll update you further as we can. We appreciate your patience. Now, this decision comes with the lessons learned from the infamous 2020 launch, where bugs, crashes, and performance hiccups accumulating in a PlayStation Store delisting left the company reeling and taught CDPR the hard way, basically, that rushing a game can backfire spectacularly. Now, this delay seems to align with their post 2.2 strategy, a phase where the studio has shifted gears to prioritize refinement over speed, giving their team and potentially their partners like Virtuos extra time to iron out every single detail. Now, this isn't a setback, it is just a strategic pivot, offering a chance to enhance these new features they're going to be adding, and also fix any lingering technical issues like maybe loading times or NPC behavior, and just ensure that the update overall feels like a true evolution of Night City, rather than a rushed add-on for no reason. Now, the experience from the past has clearly shaped their approach, and this delay could mean a smoother, more immersive update, possibly with some deeper updates than we've recently seen. For me, this is a silver lining. I'm very excited to think that the wait could deliver a more polished Night City that's flawless as it is thrilling, proving CDPR's growth since those early days. However, the annoying part is that we have to wait a little longer, but I think it's something that is worth waiting. Now, something else that you may have seen mentioned in that tweet was actually the update size, being a similar scope to the 2.2 update. Now, in some of my previous videos, I have touched on this quite a bit, where the 2.3 update is rumored to mirror that massive scale of the 2.2 patch, which rolled out later last year with a hefty 20 to 25 gigabyte download across various platforms. Now, just to remind you or give you some perspective to what the 2.2 patch actually delivered, it was more vehicle customization features, 10 new cars to the auto fixes, Johnny decided to spawn 25% more with you in the car, photo mode improvements, new gallery feature, frame the photos of yourself in your apartments, more character customization features, 100 plus assets with that, and some secrets. For 2.3, this sets the stage for something equally substantial or more. The 2020 launch's optimization struggle highlights why the size of this update actually does matter, because back then the game's ambitious open world was built by a team under immense pressure, suffering from texture pop-ins, frame rate drops, memory leaks, especially on those last-gen consoles, and it made CDPR prioritize stability over features. This time, the larger file hints at a significant new content or fixes, perhaps additional missions, refined AI behaviors, or maybe visual overhauls. With this 2.2 update success that was previously dropped, it showed that bigger downloads can mean bigger rewards, or even those surprise additions that could be on the horizon. So, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. As to what the update could actually include, well, I have no idea. I can tell you what I'd certainly like to see, but ultimately, I don't work for CDPR. There's two main features being thrown around a lot by the community which they want to see added the most. Number 2 on the list is my personal preference, and that would be a New Game Plus mode, something I have wanted since the launch of this game, because New Game Plus is a fantastic feature, adding a lot more replayability, because I don't really want to start a new character over. But undoubtedly what everybody, I mean the vast majority of people want to see, is a third-person mode, something I'm not absolutely craving. I don't think necessarily the game was made to deal with a third-person mode, but it's not something I'm going to turn down if it does get added. I'd be very grateful for this feature. It would also allow us to see our actual character customization a lot more than we do. But Update 2.2 for Cyberpunk 2077 isn't the only thing that has been confirmed in this great world of Night City, because for you Netflix show fans, Edgerunners 2 is also confirmed to be happening. It seems that I'm stepping a little bit away from the gaming niche at the moment. I'm going back to my TikTok days where I'm talking about films and series, because Edgerunners is a fantastic series that every Cyberpunk fan should have watched by now, and if you haven't, I think I know what your next activity is going to be. CDPR and Trigger Studio are back at it, teaming up for a fresh standalone 10-episode story, and I'm already buzzing with excitement thinking about what is actually coming here. The first season back in 2020 totally hooked us, and arguably was the sole purpose of this Cyberpunk revival. Now, I don't think I'm over-exaggerating by saying this, but I don't think Cyberpunk would have got that second chance by so many people if it wasn't for this show. That show was unbelievable. It totally hooked us with David Martinez, his incredible ride as an Edgerunner after losing his mother and then losing his own life to Adam Smasher. They've brought back director Kai Ikarashi, I am really sorry if I said that wrong by the way, and also the lead character designer Kano Ishigo. Having these two back means that we are in for another visual feast and some seriously deep storytelling, just like season 1. Now, the first season was so great because it tied into the game with stuff like David's Jacket, jacket and a supreme mission, so there is a chance that Season 2 could drop some in-game goodies like new gigs or cosmetics, possibly teasing even future updates. It also has confirmed that David won't be coming back to life or continuing his story in any possible way. It will be a whole unique set of characters with brand new stories to tell in Night City, which is a big relief for me. But anyway guys, that'll be all for this video. Let me know about what your most anticipated Cyberpunk-esque project is. Are you looking forward to the 2.3 update, or are you looking forward to Edgerunners War? As well as that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you've made it this far. I really do appreciate you watching all of the way, and make sure to put notifications on for any future Cyberpunk videos, because you best be certain that I'll be covering every new piece of news that comes out. But anyway, I'll get out of your hair. Thanks very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.